Okay, so I've been trying to get this to work, and I'm really not skilled with technology. So, I talked for 5 minutes. I know that's not a long time, but I talked for like 5 minutes. And then I went to look to see if there was a video, and I had like 5 seconds of a video. So I think it was just for me stopping the recording because I thought that was the stop button, but I think it was actually the start button. So, anyways, I'm gonna let my dogs out now because I'm home at my parents' house. I mean, normally I don't stay here, but today I'm staying here because I have a package arriving at 9 p.m. And I normally send my packages. Actually, no, I use this address a fair amount, but I also send packages to my friends because I don't have a permanent address. Actually, I don't know if I should say that. Technically, I stay here, but yeah, I felt like talking to the phone because actually, let me put this. Can I put this down? I feel like it's probably not good for it to be shaky. Ooh, I have a chair. I want to make people happy by making it horizontal. Okay, so, ooh, you saw my dogs? What? Okay, so I, um, yeah, ignore the outfit. It's a little bit a weird one today. It kind of felt like gray on gray on blue. I just felt like it. But, anyways, I felt like starting to make videos because, uh, also I'm really out of breath, which is kind of normally me, but I had 2 cups of coffee today, and normally I don't really drink that much coffee. I mean, it's become more normal than usual because this lady at work makes me coffee. But anyways, so I drink her coffee, and it makes me so. But no, I'm normally like this. I'm just less focused when I drink coffee. I'm I like energy drinks. That's when I'm focused. I think it's not the caffeine that makes me focus. I think it's the taurine and the guanine and everything else, and the B complex vitamins and the ginseng and the rest. The proprietary blends. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I wanted to make YouTube videos because honestly, I was chilling. Last year, I went a whole year with a mini phone. Um, it was still technically a full smartphone. But it was 3 inches. And I didn't put a SIM on it, so I just had Wi-Fi calling and texting. It was amazing. I never had a phone bill. Life was great. And then I cracked it. And we have a small phone like that with a 3 inch display. I couldn't see shit anymore. It was all gone. So I was like, I need to replace the phone. But it was 8 p.m. on a weekday. And I was like, okay, let's go to Walmart. So I go to Walmart. I'm thinking I'm just gonna buy a flip phone because I mean, I'm almost there anyways, right? So I'm talking to the store person, and they're like, yeah, you should just why would you do that? You should just pay $40 for our phone. We're selling it cheap. And you might be like, wow, you're so dumb. Obviously there's a catch, but I thought that too. So I asked, I was like, obviously there's a catch. What's the catch? They were like, no, there's no catch. So they lied to me. And they didn't have me sign anything. They didn't have me read any agreements, which I should have been like, they were just like, pay this. Okay, so I pay. I stick my credit card in there, and I guess they put my credit card on this plan that I didn't pay for a plan. I was gonna pay for a phone, right? Because I wasn't using plans to begin with. I was doing Wi-Fi calling and texting. So I paid $40. My receipt said $40, and then I'm using the phone. I'm like, this has data. you know, like I have a plan. So I'm perusing through the phone. I see, okay, T-Mobile. So I'm like, okay, I have T-Mobile. And I'm looking at T-Mobile, and I guess it's like new plans or whatever, or what, it just, it said like it hasn't loaded yet, like you can't really see what your plan is yet. I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty bad. Like, I don't know what my plan is. So I go to T-Mobile, and they're like, yeah, you have a 2-year uncancelable plan where you pay $50 a month. I'm like, oh, well, that's shit. I may as well set up auto pay. So I set up auto pay at the store. And then my first payment comes in, and it says I missed my payment. So I had to pay extra. And while I'm paying, I realize, hey, this isn't 50, it's 60. With taxes and fees. Anyway, so I have a $60 payment every month for a phone that I don't even use because I don't use social media. I just, I occasionally I use the internet when I'm like, I don't know, if I'm in a coffee shop, not that I even spend, when I'm at the library, I guess I use the internet. And that's what I use the phone for. And it just sucks ass that I'm paying this much for this phone. And like, I was a little bit too ashamed to call customer service and say like, hey, I was scammed, because I don't even know who to call. Like, is it Walmart? Anyways, like, I just didn't do anything. So now it's months later, and I have this phone, and I mean, it's more than a phone, and I call and text, which is, it's nice to have like a video platform. Actually, I had a $40 Chromebook that I would bring to the library to use the internet to peruse the interwebs. So, but now I don't use that $40 Chromebook. I leave it at work because this phone is big enough that I can peruse the interwebs with it. I mean, it's just stupid. So, uh, I it would make me feel better to make use of this phone. So, what does this phone do for me? I don't really care about most of what it does. I don't really play video games, but I hear that phones have pretty good cameras. So, that's why I'm here. So, you know, honestly, it's not horrible. 60 is pretty average, I think. Even with my dad's plan that he has for the rest of the family, I think he pays 60 for each person. So, but he has Verizon, so he's just eating shit. Anyways, my life is like generally pretty fun, in my opinion. Like, but things that are fun to me are probably not fun to everyone. But I feel like I have an increasingly rare situation in life where I am very happy with my life. And it is not due to monetary gain or anything. I'm just really happy with my life. I was super happy, like, my last year of college. I was just like saving my money and shit. Like, I was doing good. And then I went to my first out of college job, and I kind of stopped having as much fun. Like, it was fun for the first half of the year, and I got really lonely because I was living in the middle of nowhere. It was kind of sucky. And then I got this job. Now I'm in like the middle of a city, so I'm like chilling. Life is pretty good. And I kind of want to talk about like slice of life, I guess. Like, what is going on. I don't have any editing skills. I know that I could learn things, but the videos I like to watch online are pretty unedited. Wow, I'm really struggling to talk. I don't normally have a lisp or anything, but I drank coffee, so I'm a little bit. But anyways, I forgot. Look, I got old lady hands. They say I got big knuckles. I have a friend who boxes, and he's like, "Yeah, I got." He's actually pretty good. He's not like professional, but I mean, street street boxing. I don't really know. I guess it's like amateur boxing or something. But he's pretty good. I mean, no one's beat him in boxing that I know of. So yeah, I don't know why I've started whispering, but you know what's awkward is that when I look at the screen, when I look at myself, I'm looking this way. But if I look there, I'm probably looking at myself. Anyways, I guess it makes sense because the camera's there. How do they do it? Do they just like stare? Are they blind? Do they just kind of go? I'm looking at the phone and nothing in particular. Maybe. Anyways, bye.